What up, though? Welcome. I welcome you to Ghetto Poetry Readings, Episode 7. Don't disturb this groove. Come on in, we appreciate you. We're going to get into some motivation, get into some spoken word. We're talk that rap talk. I want to say what up and salute to all my new subscribers, people that been chiming in and getting down with the movement. Share the video to make the channel grow. We'll have a good time. I guess I'll show my face today. Start showing my face again. It is what it is. I'm going to mix it up. You never know what to expect. I guess when I don't have just the avatar up and I show my face, I guess I got to put some clothes on then. Because sometimes when I was doing with just the avatar up, I ain't had no clothes on, but it is what it is. But I welcome you. Ghetto Poetry Reading, Don't Disturb This Groove. I decided to give it that title because sometimes you can have something going on. You ever just have something going on and somebody just mess up the whole hookup and just switch everything up. You know, you just want to just say, don't disturb this groove. Like, man, I got something going on. Like, I mean, sometimes you just literally want to say, just leave me to. I'm trying to wait to that 2-minute mark to start cussing. But what up, though, y'all? Feel free to jump in the comments. We'll start by hooking up the phone sooner or later. Once we get these numbers up, you know. Y'all know everything an uphill battle. I told y'all that already, you know. But like I say, sometimes you want to tell people, like, just leave me the fuck alone. Like, I got something going on. Like, don't disturb what I got going on just because you over there might have something going on and things looking cloudy and foggy. But anyway, again, I decided to title this episode, Don't Disturb This Groove. It's also a classic song, too, if y'all remember. Leave a sign up on the door, said, don't disturb this groove. Y'all don't know about that, though. That was the system. Old school shit. You gotta be an old head to know some of these songs. I'll take you back. We go down through there, though. Fuck with me. But anyway, let me get into this one piece, though. I'm gonna do this piece I wrote called Entitlement. Feel free if you want to donate to the channel. I'm not monetized just yet, so all donations is accepted and appreciated for my art, which is cool. The link is in the description if you want to show some appreciation to some of my poems and poetry, but it's cool. I'm looking into this first piece I wrote this one is called Entitlement. Because we live in a world where so many people feel entitled, want things their way, and if things ain't going their way, shit might get iffy. But listen to me though. If I don't agree with you, that don't mean that I'm righting you wrong. You see, the lines of communication and disagreement somehow is what keeps the world moving on. Fuck your opinions. Fuck your observations. When you don't know the full story, it's easy to sit on the sideline watching the judge making. We all need help. But you happy to say alone that you did it. Some people's sacrifices is bigger than yours, but you took the easy way out and bowed out and quit it. Don't compare my story to yours. I guess this is the point why I fabricate growing up in the hood and how growing up poor in life is hard. If we wasn't given the title poor niggas, we probably would think more large. We once was kings and queens, but the knowledge went. But now we all want to be victims and looking for entitlement. Entitlement. That's that poem piece. Rap talk. I gotta get some of my sound effects, get the clapping sounds up in here or something. I mean, I got audio and things I can do on that. Start collecting and put more little bells and whistles in the show, but I definitely wanted to try out a few things. That's what life is about. It's about experimenting and trying to make things better because you never know, what work and what don't work. That's what experiment is. Make your mistakes, build on it, strategize. What Pac tell you? Plan, plot, strategize. I got a couple more poem pieces though, and I'm gonna get back to my initial title, which is "Don't Disturb This Groove." I mean, let's talk about it for a minute. Let's talk about it. We all got ideas. We all got things we want to do or into or dreams, passion, whatnot. I mean, we all have a rhythm, something that we would do and maybe build a routine on something. But how many times you done had a rhythm or a pattern or something that worked for you that kind of got thrown off whack or a little bit to the left to where you had to, recalibrate and do the shit all over because someone else's influence or energy might take you astray just a little bit. I mean, it could be anything. I mean, it could be your routine to go to the gym or work out or eating habits or something. It could be something as simple as that, or you might probably walk or something every day after work or something. And you might have a routine schedule. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, you walk. But here it comes. Here comes the distraction. Here comes the energy. You ever sometimes just tell somebody that's something that you do, but then they'll find a way to try to come up with something that day? But like just say for instance, right now, if I always do these videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I mean, if you're in tune, you would know. So just imagine somebody saying, I mean, they might even just text you like, okay, just say like, okay, Tuesday, let's go to the bar, or let's go to the mall Tuesday. Knowing I'm committed, or knowing that you committed to whatever it is that you do. I'm talking about knowingly. Or just say, for instance, if you stop drinking, or you stop smoking, or doing drugs, or whatever, then all of a sudden there's somebody want to hit you up and be like, "What's up? We're going to the bar. Let's go." And you didn't already told them what you didn't quit doing, but they still trying to bring you in that type of environment to see if you're gonna jump off your square. It happens. I mean, you could be on a strict diet. The next thing you know, it's that temptation, and somebody invite you to a birthday party, cake everywhere, all that types of shit. That's when you have to test yourself, though. I mean, temptation is always going to be there, but you have to tell them like, don't disturb my groove. Like, don't come over here fucking up what I'm trying to have going on just because you ain't got nothing going on. Just because you got all that idle time on your hand, don't bring that shit this way. That's what you got to tell people. Like, just because you want to freelance and not do nothing and just spend your time on this, don't disturb this groove. If you see I'm going to the gym every day, don't don't invite me to no pizza party. Or don't come over here with no big ass Thanksgiving meal on a Wednesday. You ever notice every time I mean, now this hood shit. I mean, this ghetto shit. You ever notice every time you quit like a certain vice or something, it always be somebody's birthday or something popping up. I remember a couple times I did that, or I'll be like, man, I ain't drinking or I ain't sipping or nothing. Next thing you know, somebody hits you up like, hey, you know it's such and such birthday. We all up at such and such. Come on up. It's always, or a holiday. It's always, or like when you stop eating or something. And a lot of people always do it around the holiday time too. And it's always a holiday or something coming up. It's somebody's birthday coming up. It's Thanksgiving coming up. You call yourself trying to slow down eating or fasting or whatnot. And all of a sudden it's somebody's birthday. It's a potluck at work or some shit. Food everywhere. And you got to make that choice of what you going to do. But you got to handle that. You got to tell people, don't disturb this groove. It's going to be hard. I mean, because it takes a lot of, not only do it take effort, it takes patience. It takes patience to get to where you want to be in life. Because it's always a shift. It's always a change. It's always something you got to adjust to. Because none of us is perfect by a long shot. None of us is perfect. But the will to try, that's what's going to separate you. I mean, the will to actually try and keep at something. That's when you learn who you are. And that's when you learn what works for you. Some shit just ain't gonna work for everybody. Everybody, you know. Some people can work out every fucking day. They'll never gain muscle mass. They'll never get slimmer or nothing. They'll probably never lose the weight they've been trying to lose. All that. Some things are just not in the cards. And it's cool. You can always work at it though. Nobody's telling you not to work at it. I'm gonna get into this another poem piece though. This one is called Stop Asking for Permission. And I suggest you do that. Stop asking for permission. Listen to me. These people don't think like you. Don't get caught up in perception. We was raised in the ghetto, they was, and they don't understand our rejection. The reflection of me looking in my son's eyes when I'm saying that I can't. Should I feel defeated or go that extra mile, sacrifice my life, even if my mind is about to go blank? No question. I lived and seen the results of making wrong decisions. And once I got back on my feet, I knew what I didn't want to go back to dealing with or living in. Enough of the police. Enough of these streets. Gas prices got us trapped. We can't even drive miles to get decent food to eat. Now, if I ran in your office with a mask ready to blast, am I considered a savior going out in a toe tag? Both. And I quote, so call me the GOAT. Get yours. Stop asking for permission. Because the answer is no. Stop asking for permission. Rap Talk Ghetto Poetry readings. The link is in the description to show appreciation for these spoken word pieces and the speeches in between. I thank you in advance for your contributions. I thank you for grinding it out with me. I thank you for thank you for being part of the journey. Motivational, spoken word. How dare you give up on your dream? How dare you? I really mean that. I really mean that. How dare you? How dare you listen to naysayers or slow down or think that just because your process is not big as others, that you're not going in the right direction. How dare you? Us as a people, we have so much to give. So much to give. And it can get confusing at times. It can get cloudy at times. It can get frustrating at times. It can just seem slow at times. How do we get to this point that we want it so fast anyway? When we wanted it, I'm talking about in the past tense with the ED on the end. How do we want it so fast? What made you think that you deserved it anyway? What work did you put in? I mean, the things that you actually got right now. Think about the work that you put in to get it. I mean, from the smallest things to even having employment, to have a vehicle, to drive and get to more revenue, having a skill to do your profession. If you went to networking, you went to marketing, whatever your skill trade is, healthcare, social work, administration, computer skills, building, working with your hands, all of that. Where did it start from? What made you keep going when you know that you had a skill to even do whatever you're doing now? When you took that chance to jump out there, you was focused on something. I mean, whether if you went to school or if you took up a trade, or if you just jumped out there and just did it. It's a lot of people with skills that ain't got the paperwork. It's a lot of people with skills who just wake up and do it and just charge for the service because they catch on like that and they quick and they savvy and they business minded. That's how we always been in the hood. I mean, you got people on drugs who's dropping engines in the middle of the street. I mean, we come from it. We saw it. Hoisting up cars in the middle of the street, dropping engines, transmission, brakes, anything, skill. When you got it, you got it. It's in you. And you have to use it to your advantage. Especially if it's something that you love. If it's your purpose, it's your purpose, it's in you. You're not going to be able to escape it. That's one thing I guarantee you. What's in you is in you. You're not going to be able to escape. If deep down inside there's a mechanic in you, that shit don't come out. I mean, how do people pick up? You ever notice when sometime in life it can be a skill that somebody else have that you don't have? You might think to yourself like, damn, how can they actually just do that like that? Like, how do they just do that with? And then you have something in you that other people don't have. Like you might do something simple as yarn or something. I mean, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's something that you got inside you that people look at you like damn, how can you do that like that? You have to realize that's your purpose. That's really your purpose. That's really your gift. That's really what was given to you. That's why you do it with ease. I don't care if it's something as simple as skating. If you're the best skater in your town or a hood or a city, whatever, That gift was given to you because everybody can't do that. Now, if you could monetize it and turn it into something, I don't know. That's on you. You'll have to find a way to do that. But it's a skill. You can turn into a teacher doing it. If you're that good at skating, you ever thought of starting a class and teach it? That's how some people, they be asking me, like, how can you write? How can you create poems like that? Or how can you memorize words like that and make sentences like that? I mean, I know we all take it for granted so much because there's so many rappers and so many people that, create and doing it, but it's still a gift because some people can't do it. Some people can't memorize words. Like I could probably memorize some words that I put together in a poem, but I probably can't memorize the names and of certain people from 10 years ago when we was at a certain place, or I can't remember dates and stuff like that. You understand me? It's different things that people pull and grasp on. A lot of people correlate certain things for their memory and to memorize, because I'm bad. I can't do it. I'm definitely not good with dates. I'm not good with dates. Or I can see little things. I can remember like certain events and stuff like that, but I'm definitely not good with dates and shit like that. I'm not. So it is what it is. Anyway, let me get into another poem in peace. Rap Talk. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Which one I just did? I just did entitlement, and I did stop asking for permission. I'm gonna do this piece I wrote. I'm gonna read this one off the ink. It's a piece I wrote called Fun and Freedom. Fun and freedom. Imagine that. Imagine that. Listen to me. It's payday. Sort out these bills, who getting paid and who ain't. Shit, I work hard. It's the weekend. I deserve food, service, and a drink. Thank the man above I can provide for a home. Living within my means, and if I won't, probably do it alone. Peace of mind. How much you think was that purchase? God bless the child and got his own. Now, do they still say that up in them churches? Well, love thy neighbor. Never be a hater. Just remember to get what you got coming to you because it gets greater later. Can't nobody make your decisions. Hell, can't nobody tell you that you wrong. You the one to let the sun shine in and the ability to keep going on. Be strong. So do you. Tell the world negative thoughts they can keep them. You built this world of success and energy. So enjoy your fun and freedom. Fun and freedom. Rap Talk, that's their piece. Shout out to J-Town. I'm here. I'm just soaking up all the knowledge you drop. Appreciate you, J-Town. J-Town always be checking in. That's what's up. Fun and freedom. That's the title of that piece. We just talking about don't disturb that groove. Don't disturb this groove. Like when you got something going on. Like when you in motion. When you working and when you got a routine or something that you building. Don't let nobody come up in there and disturb your groove or knock you off your square or steer you wrong or, just the whole energy of distraction. I know that's the hard part. That's the hard part. That is the hard part. And I understand that. But you got to stay strong. And it all started with that dream. Remember that dream you had as a kid? Remember when you thought you can fly? Remember? I was one of them kids who used to put the towel behind his back and shit and run through the house like this. I was one of those. I was one of them kids. Thought I could fly. I ain't had a cape, but I put that towel right behind me, stuff it in there. Fast I run, thought I could fly sooner or later. I had questions. I had questions as a kid. Never be afraid to dream. Listen to me. As a kid, I spent a lot of time alone. Just me and my imagination. But you see, as I grew older and met more people, you see, I slowly started to think with limitations. See, just because they tried, failed, didn't excel, see, that don't mean that you shouldn't dream, settle for simple things, and grow old with the same story to tell. Because see, as a man, you gotta work. Sometimes get down in the dirt. Have tough skin, opinions hurt, but most importantly, keep God first. And stop thinking in reverse. See, that's why the past is the past. See, that's why legs move forward, not backwards. See, everything's temporary, nothing lasts. But you can't be afraid to dream. Gotta think outside the box. Know your worth, never settle for what you believe. Realize what that means that it is to never stop. And see, we all here for a reason. Everybody is the author of their own truth. But you see, what's more important is the lies and distortion that some been selling to the youth. See, you can be who you want. Time, place, position. Just keep your eye on the journey and don't forget the mission. Pay attention to your vision, even if it gets blurry. You'll get your credit in the end. Just keep in mind that this is your story. So never be afraid to dream. Just don't stop while the world is moving. Baby steps. As long as you ain't where you were yesterday, ain't nobody losing, you improving. See, this is a movement. You the Malcolm and the Martin. Anytime you about to stop, just keep in mind why you started. So never be afraid to dream. Around the corner is your breakthrough. Never be afraid to dream. Watch where God and self-confidence takes you. Never be afraid to dream. Rap talk. I see my video pausing up. It's too much game and knowledge. YouTube don't like that shit. They want to see them Steve Harvey titles. They want to see that Charles White. They want to see all the Jeezy divorce. They want to hear all that. Let me say them words in the algorithm a little. They want to see all that. They got the video freezing up a little bit. There's too much positivity around here. There's too much motivation. Let me say them words over and over. Motivation speech. I saw the video freezing up a little bit. They want to bring that friction. It's too much energy. It's too many words. Dream, positive. Those are trigger words for positivity. Is your algorithm in tune with stuff like that? You have to ask yourself that. What you feed, where your entertainment intake at? Like what you want, what's coming down your timeline? Is it booty and ass coming down your timeline all day because you stuck flicking on the booty here and there and you getting distracted just by staring at ass all day on your timeline? Not getting none done or feeling distracted or caught up in a fantasy of things that you probably can't even have? Where your algorithm check at? Where your entertainment intake at? I just told y'all about that in the last video I just posted up with the Steve not Steve Harvey, Tyler Perry. I was talking about your entertainment intake. I told you those words, they fluctuate through the internet. It's a cycle of energy in words. All of this push videos out. Words can push videos out. Titles can push videos out. Descriptions. Shit is a matrix. We're going to keep pushing, y'all, because we got an agenda over here. As soon as they're going to get tired of all the negative shit. I keep trying to tell y'all that. And then as you grow and search for more knowledge and study, that's when shit like this gonna start coming down your path and up timeline. Poetry and motivation and things worth checking out that can help you want more in life. It's gonna be a whole different algorithm for you. Might take a while, but we're gonna push it out. Ghetto Poetry read. Let me get into this next piece though. I'm gonna do this one I wrote called Mental Toughness. This next piece I wrote called Mental Toughness, because you gotta have it. I don't wait again. Again, the link is in the description. So appreciation for this spoken word. Internet ain't free. StreamYard ain't free. These likes ain't free. Oh yeah, all this shit goes into the business. All of this shit ain't free. That's why content creators can ask for donations and things like that. Even though we on our way to be monetized, though, we almost there, y'all. Just keep tuning in and locking into the videos. And I definitely feel that once we get monetized, they're gonna push these lives out a little bit more. That's why we staying consistent, because it's a whole world we gotta reach and teach and talk to. So we grinding out. Let me get into the next piece I wrote, though. It's called Mental Toughness, because you gotta have it. If you want to be in this world, you gotta have mental toughness. You gotta have thick skin. People gonna talk about you. You can't be weak out here in these streets. You can't be faulty. You can't ball up and curl when somebody say something about you, when somebody speak on you. Half the time it be the people speaking on you that don't even fucking know you. You can't just ball up in the corner when people got something to say about things you do or things you just started or even things you just fucking quit it. You can't. You gotta have thick skin just to make it out here in this world. And that shit started from maybe as a kid. I don't know why for some reason y'all was calling it the B word, bullying. Y'all was calling it that. We was calling this growing it up. We was calling it growing up and Jones and having fun and you can't. This ain't for the weak. Life ain't for the weak. Listen to me though, you gotta have mental toughness. I'm gonna read this one off the ink too. Mentally tough is an option. It's easy to fold. Some had a path that was clear but didn't realize it until they got old. You ain't built for this. Your daily day came with excuses. You sitting up congregating, talking about the past and drinking it and diving in it. All that shit is useless. It's a reason you on the sideline got opinions and talking. See, that's the difference. We getting it in, making mistakes and money. You sitting while we walking. The challenge is always mental. You defeated before you even started. Can't stop, won't stop. I don't agree with everything that man do, but that's how homeboy stayed up there charted. Take that, take that. The lines of deception are drawn confusion. You keep making progress, but you comparing, making you feel like you losing. So prepare yourself, because the grind calls for roughness, and separate yourself. Black it out. And that's that mental toughness. mental toughness. Rap talk. You're freezing up on me again. Bang, bang, bang. Rap talk. I'm gonna get with y'all in a minute though. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Trying to think, should I throw on some audio before I jam up out of here? Or just let it go on out the way you can with no audio. But it is what it is. I can put a little bit on. I can get somebody a little bit of love, you know. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I did a couple of pieces. Mental toughness, entitlement, fun and freedom. What else I did? Only did 3 poems. I felt like I did more, but I appreciate y'all. Ghetto Poetry. The link again. The link is in the description to show appreciation for my spoken word and speeches tonight. I thank you in advance for your contributions to the channel. Rap talk. Catch y'all in a minute. Rap talk, baby, trap. This was crazy.